Anyone who has watched Jason Statham on screen knows the reputation. Sleeves rolled up, jaw set, doing the work himself. He has always leaned into the idea that if he is going to play a tough character, he should earn it. For decades, audiences have seen him as the embodiment of grit and physical commitment. Yet behind that image is a man who has paid a real price for his choices, a performer whose career has been shaped as much by discipline and survival as by explosions and punchlines. In recent years, that balance between authenticity and personal cost has become impossible to ignore, forcing Statham to confront limits he once refused to acknowledge. Roots built on survival. Jason Statham was born on July 26, 1967, in Shirebrook, Derbyshire, a working-class town shaped by coal mining and hard labor. It was not a place of grand ambition, but of endurance. His father, Barry, did whatever work he could find, painting houses, mining coal, selling goods at markets, even singing when opportunities arose. His mother, Eileen, was a dancer who brought creativity and rhythm into a life otherwise ruled by necessity. Their household was not unstable, but it was always in motion, adapting to whatever came next. From a young age, Jason absorbed the lesson that survival required effort, flexibility, and resilience. Movement as a lifeline. When the family moved to Great Yarmouth, Jason found himself surrounded by the noise and chaos of a coastal town driven by tourism and street trade. Watching his father work taught him how to read people and stand his ground, but he needed an outlet of his own. Martial arts became that focus. From karate and kickboxing to judo and Brazilian jiu-jitsu, he trained relentlessly, finding control and discipline in movement. Around the same time, he discovered diving, committing to it with the same intensity. The structure of training gave him direction and kept him away from trouble, shaping the physical precision that would later define his screen presence. Lessons from competition and failure. For over a decade, Statham trained with Britain's national diving program, eventually competing in the Commonwealth Games. He did not win medals, and he did not make the Olympics, but the experience left a lasting mark. Diving taught him composure under pressure, body awareness, and respect for risk. He learned that preparation mattered, but so did accepting when things did not go your way. Those lessons stayed with him long after he left competitive sport, influencing how he approached every challenge that followed. Hustle before Hollywood, before acting ever entered the picture, Statham lived a life far removed from glamour. He worked street markets with his father, selling inexpensive goods to tourists, relying on confidence and quick thinking to make ends meet. Modeling jobs came later, offering visibility but little stability. Campaigns for fashion brands paid just enough to survive, not enough to settle. His face appeared on billboards while his life remained grounded in hustle. That contrast shaped his worldview. Appearances could be deceiving, and nothing was guaranteed. A break that felt earned. When Guy Ritchie cast Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, he wasn't looking for polished performers. He wanted authenticity. Statham did not need to invent a streetwise persona. He had lived it. The role was modest, the pay small, but the impact was enormous. Audiences responded to the rawness he brought to the screen, and his natural delivery became his signature. Acting, for him, was not about transformation, but about channeling lived experience into performance, building a career on realism. As his career grew, Statham became known for rejecting shortcuts. He insisted on practical action and physical involvement. believing that realism created a deeper connection with audiences. Films like The Transporter established him as a modern action figure who relied on timing, control, and athleticism rather than spectacle alone. This approach earned admiration, but also brought increasing physical strain. Each project demanded more commitment, and the line between dedication and risk grew thinner with every production. The cost of commitment. Over the years, the accumulation of injuries became harder to ignore. What once felt manageable began to leave lasting effects. Long shooting days, repeated impacts, and minimal reliance on doubles took a toll. Off-camera, conversations with doctors and loved ones grew more serious. His partner, Rosie Huntington Whiteley, became a steady voice of concern, urging him to weigh longevity against bravado. For the first time, Statham had to consider that toughness alone might not be enough. Family, perspective, and change, fatherhood brought a shift in priorities. Becoming a parent reframed risk in a way no contract ever had. The idea of being present, healthy, and engaged mattered more than proving endurance. While he never abandoned action roles, he began advocating for better safety standards and mentoring younger stunt performers. Experience had taught him that bravery without preparation helped no one, and that leadership sometimes meant knowing when to slow down. Redefining strength by the mid-2020s, Statham's influence extended beyond box office numbers. He supported athletic programs, particularly in diving, recognizing how sport had once given him direction. He also embraced roles that leaned more on character than spectacle, proving that intensity did not always require excess. Strength, he realized, could mean restraint, awareness, and responsibility as much as physical dominance. A career still evolving. As he moves forward, Jason Statham remains an icon of modern action cinema, but one shaped by reflection as much as force. His journey from working-class beginnings to global stardom has never been about invincibility. It has been about persistence, learning, and adaptation. The man audiences see on screen is still capable and committed, but behind that image is someone who understands the value of balance. His story is no longer just about how much he can endure, but about how wisely he chooses to keep going.